Hey friends, it's me, Pastor Stephanie, and I'm so pumped that you are joining us for Kids Church Online with One Church TO. We are in the month of May, and this month we are learning about commitment, making a plan and putting it into practice. We've talked all month long about the things that we normally practice, like if we want to get good at a sport, or if we want to get really good at doing our math homework, we're going to practice. But how many of us have actually thought about putting practice into our relationship with God? Not many of us. And to be honest, I haven't really thought about it either, not until this month. How do I put into practice the time that I want to spend with God? We've been learning all month long about how we can do this. And today we're going to be learning a really helpful tool too. And this is kind of hard for us sometimes, especially in this world. But we're gonna talk about how we can practice giving the things that we have to God. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean like I'm taking my phone and physically giving it to God? No, but it's gonna help us understand how we can give the things that we've been blessed with to God and honor God with those things. So we're gonna jump into our Bible story and learn a little bit about that. But before we do that, let's worship. Worship is giving thanks to God, thanking Him for all the beautiful things in your life. We're going to sing and dance here, but you don't have to do that. Worship looks different depending on who you are. But the goal is for you to find one way today to give thanks to God, whether that's sitting quietly, whether that's going for a walk and looking in nature and being thankful, or whether that's singing with us today. Find one way. Okay, we're gonna sing and dance, and I'll see you when we get back.
You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You're everything to me. You're everything to me. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You taught us a brand new way to follow you in what we do and say. Jesus, you are for us. Help us be more like you every day. Jesus, I thank you. I just want to sing. You're all that I need. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You're everything to me. You're everything to me. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. I'm gonna lift my voice to you. Jesus, you make me sing. I'm gonna live my life for you. You're everything to me. I'm gonna lift my voice to you. Jesus, you make me sing. I'm gonna live my life for you. You're everything to me. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know. You say that I mean so much to you. You love me like a friend and help me through. So I will worship you in all I do. So I live my life to show that I know you're everything to me. You're everything to me. You're everything to me.
Awesome, great job. I do recognize that not everybody is a singer and dancer like me. I love singing and I love dancing. It's one of my favorite forms of worship. But if that's not you, that's okay. What you can do when we're singing the song is just read the lyrics. Read the lyrics and really think about them. Make the lyrics a part of your prayer and say, God, thank you for all these things. Let's take a look at our memory verse. This is the last time we're gonna take a look at it this month before we jump into our Bible story. It says this: training the body has some value, but being godly has value in every way. It promises help for the life that you are now living and the life to come. 1 Timothy 4, verse 8. We want to train up ourselves to have a relationship with Jesus. Relationships don't come naturally. Think about it. If you have a best friend, maybe you and your best friend connected so instantaneous. You're like, wow, we like the same things, we do the same things, we like the same sports. Maybe. But there is a little bit of work to having a relationship, to being in a relationship. There has to be a little bit of work. You have to let your friend know that you care about them, or you have to make sure that you're hanging out outside of school. There's work that goes into relationships. Every relationship requires work, and that includes our relationship with our Heavenly Father. It requires work, and it requires practice. So let's take a look at this Bible story and hear about how we can give our things to God and honor Him with those.
Hey guys, welcome to Story Lab.
This week we're talking about commitment while taking a look at the story of a woman who really gave it her all.
Speaking of, you ready to give it our all on this workout?
You know it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. You ready?
Yeah,
let's go get healthy
we'll
and
get
exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready.
Hey, I'm Carter.
And I'm Zeke.
And we're talking about commitment, which is making a plan and putting it into practice.
Woo, yeah, good workouts. Oh.
Hey, how many miles did we run?
One.
Really? And how many sit-ups did we do?
Like 12?
Oh, that's a new record.
My man. Woo. Whew. Okay, come on, man. One more mile and then we can take a break.
Dude, we're exhausted.
We can't stop now. Commitment, right? Plus, I want to be strong and look like Captain America.
Zeke, you never need to try looking like anyone but you.
Thanks, dude.
Besides, when it comes to getting fit, resting is just as important as working out.
I don't know, that sounds kind of lazy.
Hey, resting is what allows us to do our best. It gives our body a chance to heal and recover. Pushing yourself too hard during a workout can cause serious injury.
Okay, but I still need some energy. Oh, hey, you got any energy drinks?
Nah. Plus, most of the ones from the store are terrible for you.
You say that like there's another kind.
Well, yeah, we can make our own.
Really? Well, I'm in.
Let's make it. Today, we're making a healthy energy drink substitute that I like to call a summer splash.
Okay, but what makes it different from the kind you get at the store?
Most of those energy drinks are filled with sugar, caffeine, and artificial flavors. We're gonna make something packed with vitamins and electrolytes instead.
Electro what?
You know how tired you are after you work out?
You mean like right now?
Yeah, that's partly because of dehydration.
Oh, I know about that. Dehydration is when your body loses more fluids than it takes in.
Exactly. When we exercise, we sweat a lot. Sweat is made up of water and salt. Your body sweats to cool you off when you get too hot. So, when you sweat a lot, your body loses fluids, causing you to become dehydrated.
So basically, your insides dry up, like how a grape turns into a raisin.
Spot on.
But can't you just fix dehydration by drinking water?
Sure, but electrolytes can help. Electrolytes are minerals and salts that help your body absorb fluids, like water, better and faster.
Cool. So, how does this summer splash work?
Care to read the recipe?
Ah, of course. Let's see. For today's tasty experiment, you'll need 4 cups unsweetened coconut water, 1 1/3 cups of water, 2/3 of a cup of lime juice, 1/4 of a teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt, and 3 teaspoons of raw honey.
Coconut water is amazing. It's filled with electrolytes and has 5 times more potassium than most sports drinks.
Okay, mix up all your ingredients until the salt dissolves. And enjoy. Simple, easy, and hopefully tasty.
Nice summer splash.
Thank you. Whew. Ready for the taste test?
Oh yeah. Cheers.
Oh, that is super refreshing. Whew. I can already feel my energy returning.
Told you. You gotta take care of yourself before you can give it your all.
Speaking of giving your all, it's time for
The story before the story.
Today, we're in the book of Mark, one of the 4 gospels that tell the story of Jesus. Mark was a close friend of Peter and likely recorded Peter's stories of following Jesus for the new believers then and for us today.
For 3 years, Jesus traveled all across Israel and Judah with his disciples. He gave himself completely to helping people and teaching them about God's kingdom.
During his travels, Jesus healed the sick, performed miracles, and gave epic sermons to huge crowds.
In everything he did, Jesus lived fully for God and taught others to do the same.
Which is where our story starts.
Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Brian. Today's story is about a woman who truly gave everything that she had for God. One day, Jesus was teaching in the temple courtyard as some religious leaders watched. Now, these men wanted to get rid of Jesus because he challenged the way they had always done things. They often looked for ways to trick or trap him. Jesus knew what they were thinking.
Watch out for the teachers of the law. They love to have the most important seats. They take over the houses of widows. They say long prayers to show off.
A short time later, Jesus went and sat down across from the place at the temple where people came to present their offerings to God. As Jesus watched, some rich men dropped large amounts of money into the offering boxes. The disciples probably noticed too.
Whoa, look at that.
Yeah, they must really love God.
And striking poses, apparently.
Just then, a poor widow came up and put 2 very small copper coins into the offering box. They were only worth a couple pennies. Jesus called his friends to come to him. Doesn't sound like much, huh? But you have to understand, at that time, most women couldn't work at a job outside the home. They had to depend on their husbands. So a widow, a woman whose husband had died, often had very little money or anything else. Jesus knew all about the widow at the temple.
That poor widow has put more into the offering box than all the others. They all gave a lot because they're rich. She gave even though she is poor. She put in everything she had. That was all she had to live on.
Wow. That makes 2 little coins.
Seem like $1 million. Jesus looked beyond outside appearances. He knew that it was easy for the rich man to give lots of money, they'd never miss it. But the poor widow gave up everything that she had to honor God. And we still remember and tell her story today. The end.
So, even though this widow gave the least amount of money,
She actually gave the most.
Exactly. Giving isn't always about what or how much you give, it's about the heart behind it.
So, what's our part in the story?
Well, the widow gave everything she had to God. Even though it wasn't much, she didn't keep anything back. And we can do the same. Sometimes that could be giving money, but often it's how we give other things we have, like our time or a good attitude.
so say my mom tells me to clean my room. Instead of just chucking some shirts in the hamper, I could actually put things away.
That's a good one.
Or if you're hanging out with a friend, you could share your favorite toys and games instead of just the ones you don't care about.
That's right. See, if you keep your eyes open, you can find ways to live fully for God in everything you do, whether it's at home, at school, or anywhere. Jesus once told his followers, anything you do for one of the least important of these brothers and sisters of mine, you do for me.
So anytime we do stuff for other people,
It's like we're doing it for God.
I think you got it. See you next time.
So here's the thing.
Practice living for God.
Speaking of practice, are you ready to get back training and finish that last mile?
You know it. Ready.
All right.
Thanks for joining us in the Story Lab.
See you next time. All right, let's go. You ready?
Yes, yeah. Let's do it.
You ready?
Don't try that at home.
What a powerful story, friends. Jesus knew that it would be so much easier for the rich man to give money because the rich man already had a lot. Now, this story isn't telling us to give all of our money to the church or to give all of our money away. That's not what the story is saying. But what it is saying is for us to live a life that is honoring to God. Have everything that we have in our world honor God. Now, what does that mean? So does it mean that I'm taking my phone and I'm honoring God by like physically giving it to him? No. What it does mean is that I honor God through what I'm looking at online or the time that I'm spending on my phone. Maybe I'm spending way too much time on my phone and I haven't even looked at my Bible. It's taking time and seeing all of the beautiful blessings that God's given us and honoring him with those blessings. And so that can be really tricky sometimes. Sometimes we look at all the things that we have and we kind of think, well, I really like the things that I have. But how do we practice living for God with the things that we have? How do we practice being generous for God? God loves all people, so how do we be generous to all people with the blessings that God's given us? It's hard and it takes, that's right, practice. It takes practice. That's what we're learning about this month, is commitment, putting a plan in place and practicing it. And so our plan is to get closer to Jesus. Our plan is to practice getting closer to Jesus. And one of the ways that we do that is living out in a generous life for God. Friends, I have really enjoyed learning all about how to be committed to our relationship with God and how to practice our relationship with God. And I can't wait until next month when we can continue learning about God's love and how he loves you, me, and the entire world. Until then, bye!